Alright, we're recording now. This is a map review for Asheville. RC2C is the current version. There's only a couple of changes that they do. First thing I like to go over is rollouts. So at the beginning of the round, people should be crouching, except for the demo. Make sure the demo gets healed. As demo, you want to lay a sticky like this. Don't crouch for that little jump there. You literally just want to do that short distance just to get here and immediately lay a sticky there. You should have the beam this whole time. And you roll it like this, and like this. Then you're in. Charge a sticky. Start stickying the shutter as soon as you can. Wow, that's a weird clipping there, but yeah. Everybody else, soldier should be whipping your heavy mainly, your sniper at least once, and your med should just be distributing heals. Your med should be trying to definitely get the beam on the scout a lot though when you're coming out here, just to make sure you get that extra movement speed. And then I think pretty much everyone in your team should be coming through shutter. As soon as possible. Your demo is going to be making space for you, so don't worry about that. Your sniper should definitely be peeking shutter right away, because most likely their sniper is going to be peeking their shutter, and if their sniper is peeking from their shutter uncontested, then you guys are going to 100% just lose your med and everyone to that sniper. So make sure your sniper is here coming through your own shutter to meet him head on. Your demo should be making space, trying to get early damage in. Your demo should be calling the damage. If your demo does a lot of damage to the opposing demo, what often happens on Asheville mids is your soldier can then just bomb in, or your scout can just run across the point and then kill that demo. And that's a really good opening pick. I like a soldier to bomb by ramp, because a lot of teams will just congregate around ramp. So if your soldier just gets a buff, plays with combo at first, and then bombs their whole team that's going to be behind ramp, and then your demo is also walking across the point spamming at the same time, then that's a really good way to do a simple little coordinated mid right there. But the main idea of mid fights is you guys gotta respect their sniper. If the sniper's dead, then just walk up and don't bait your demo. You should have your scout and NG on the cap, baiting the cap for your demo. And remember, your main goal is just to get the point. You don't have to get super greedy for kills, and you're not gonna have Uber yet. So just like play on point. Generally when you're trying to cap point, if the enemy team is on ramp, which most teams go to on mids, you guys can just like bait the cap by standing on this corner here. This is the ideal place to stand to bait the cap. But yeah, on mids, just remember, most of your team should just be going to ramp. Your medic should come out of the door here, drafty, and just, you know, arrow your demo if you can, heal who you can, and just like go behind toxic and just go to ramp as soon as possible. This is the safest spot for you. Have your pyro just guarding your med, have your heavy doing much the same, but your heavy can help with damage on mids too with your demo, so have your heavy trying to coordinate with your demo for damage here. But yeah, this is the most standard way to roll out on Asheville, is to go through shutter. I think it's the best way to do it. You can roll out onto bats, but it's generally more defensive. It can work, but I'd rather not go over it. I think you guys should just go shutter every time. The next thing that I want to talk about is how you guys will hold the point. There's a couple different ways you can. The best way to hold the point when you cap is to be on ramp. Where should all your classes be when you're holding on ramp? Well, your sniper should be on toxic, in my opinion. It's the call out for this area here. Not literally on the barrels, but behind. Being buffed. Your sniper can be a little more aggressive and go out here, but just know that when you come out here, you're taking kind of a risky SVS with their sniper, who's most likely going to be on bats over there, and you're leaving yourself open to just getting stabbed from a spy running at you from shutter or secret or whatever. So just play close to combo here. They can spy check for you as sniper. It's very important that your sniper is alive here. Your pyro should be on roof, getting buffed and denying spam and bombs. From roof, your pyro can deny pretty much everything. Just make sure your pyro's not taking too much damage and is being healed. Your heavy should be, you know, somewhere around on ramp here. Be aware of the sightline. If their sniper tries to go ramp, it's a really nasty sightline for you guys if you're trying to hold here. So as heavy, I like just, you know, standing close to this wall, and whenever there's a bomb coming, you can back up a little bit. Try to predict bombs. Pretty much whenever you guys have ad, you can expect a sack or a bomb of some kind. That can be devastating. If your pyro ever dies during this hold, make sure that the rest of your classes know to back up. That's like, you guys just have to back up in that case. That means drafty, you could stand back here, your heavy could be back like on this ramp here, And it's okay to be backing up that far, like you kind of have to. Your demo should be forward though. The way I like to play this point is demo is I like to play kind of on the ground, hugging the wall here in this corner. What you can do from here is you can trap shutter, which is very important. A lot of snipers will try to get cheeky peeks into this shutter. You can just deny them with that. And you can lay traps like around this corner here and maybe on the wall if they drop down. Like there's a bunch of different traps you can do. You can also trap the crates if they're getting ready to push. But yeah, you trap like this. And then don't actually stand where I was standing. That's not a good position. You want to actually be hugging this wall pretty much at all times because their sniper might be able to shoot you if you go a little closer. When you walk up here as demo, it's good to shoot pipes like this. Maybe a little lower. Their sniper can't see you when you're doing this, so just make sure you don't back up too far because then the sniper can see you. So you just gotta respect sniper and can get away with a lot of spam there.
I have a question.
Yep.
This is about where I'm holding for attacking, like when we're holding the point. I've been given like 2 to 3 different things to do. One would be like holding back and watching for spy, and the main second one would be just standing at the corner watching over point.
Yes. So
what do I do?
It depends. So I'm glad you brought that up. As heavy, there's a lot you're supposed to be doing here when you're holding. The main thing is you want to be standing. You're like pretty much right here. If you're not expecting a bomb, you could trust your pyro is going to deny the bomb, right? So you're just be spy checking, like you said. When you're getting ready for an Uber exchange, meaning you think they're going to actually push or whatever, and you have Uber, you should be close to the corner here. But this is only if your team has Uber. If not, you're just going to die. So I would recommend standing far back. But when you have Uber, you should expect to get Ubered, and your med should Uber you here, and you should be denying point. If you have any suspect, or if you suspect that their sniper is up and might peek you from ramp, then you shouldn't really be at the corner. Because you can easily just get killed there. Yeah, what other classes should I go over? So NG, you should put a gun right there, like where my sticky is. Maybe closer to the edge like that. That's a really good spot. You can wrangle it from there, and it also denies point. And also, you can be over here with your combo as NG, it's fine. Unless your flank's having a lot of trouble, I'd recommend just being kind of a combo-oriented player here. It's really important that you just protect your combo from being overwhelmed. You can be spy checking as well as NG. Be aware of the sniper. You can kind of roam around, but don't die. Whenever you guys have the point, that's very, very important. None of you guys should be dying. As far as your flank, when you guys are holding the point, you should be somewhere around the bats area. You could be on roof as soldier. Your scout should just be jumping around. Your scout, I've seen a lot of scouts actually play with combo on roof too, just like shooting people who try to commit and just chipping people. That's really good too. So your scout can roam around, but your soldier should just be kind of passively, you know, trying to deny the flank area here on bats. Don't die. Again, very important, but you can jump onto roof. What's going to happen, though, if you're alone is their flank is going to try to overwhelm you. So just kind of jump away and just be some form of resistance from their flank, just coming in and flanking you guys. But the main idea on defense as soldier is, like, don't go for bombs, like, ever. Just play safe. If you can get away with some plays, go for it, but don't die. And that's pretty much how you guys will hold from ramp. That is the basic way to do it. When it comes to Uber exchanges, yeah, I like Ubering your heavy when he's close here, because then he can just like kill anybody who's actually committed to the point and get them off. There is an argument that to be made that you should Uber your pyro, but I really don't think you should on this point. You can also have your demo involved in the Uber. So you Uber your heavy right away, because he's obviously going to be eating a bunch of damage playing by this corner. So your heavy should call and say like use, and then your medic should have the beam on and be ready. Also, your demo then should come in with the Uber and get flashed, try to chase and kill players who are trying to escape, because your heavy obviously can't move fast enough to really punish those players. And that's the standard way to do it. What could happen is you guys might get dry pushed when you're here. Make sure that your demo is watching and like telling you guys when they're dropping down or getting ready to push, because then that's really important information for your combo to know, because then they're like, oh, okay, we're going to get ready to do an exchange. The next thing I'm going to talk about is pushing and building Uber when you don't have the point. The best way to go about this is to push and build Uber on bats. Now, when you're walking out to bats, it's probably safest to go around this right side. You can go through main, but if their sniper is very aggressive, he can be peeking from the shutter. So just don't even tempt it. Just have your combo come together out here. When you're walking up these stairs, it's very important that you walk up the left side. If you walk up the right side, their sniper can actually shoot you from the point. So don't give him that opportunity. Just walk up left side and come over here. Drafty, you should be standing like back here. You should have someone watching your back. If you know that their flank is like trying to flank you and get behind you, they'd be stupid to actually commit to anything, so don't worry too much about it. Just make sure someone's watching it. Your NG can have like a gun trying to deny that. Your heavy should be here. Spy checking is your main goal here, and not taking too much damage from spam. Their demo's going to be spamming this area like crazy with pipes and sticks, so just stay away from that area. Don't collect all that damage. Your demo should be getting buffed and then coming out here and shooting stickies like this. You will do a ton of damage with those stickies, and you will at least push them away or clear the people off of roof. If any of their team is on roof, your demo should be able to spam them out and get them off of the roof. If they have any people playing on the point or trying to be aggressive by playing by the crates, your demo should just be doing this and killing them. Like, your demo with a full buff should be able to clear out any players who are trying to be too forward. Don't let teams play too forward when you guys are building like this. You don't want to play too scared. A very important point as well. Well, first let me go over what your class should be doing. So I went over heavy and demo. Your pyro should also be spy checking and denying spam. So their demo is going to be trying to spam you here, and your pyro should just be not dying and denying that. Your flank should be doing the best they can to work together to try to get behind. So come out this side. Watch for their flank. They're probably going to be like, they might have people hiding, trying to ambush you or something. And as soldier, just like bomb over here. Go over to this pack. Be behind, because that's going to make their team worried if they're holding on ramp, right? Because they don't know what you're going to be doing. Your scout can come with you, or he can play with combo. I think in this situation, when you guys don't have point, it's better for your scout to try to coordinate with your soldier. At the same time, as soldier, you're a really important class on this map in particular. Soldier can be very impactful because you can get around very easily by skipping off of different props like the roofs, and you can wall shot and just be really fast and be annoying. So as soldier, getting behind and then getting in position to bomb is probably the best thing you could be doing. And by bomb, I mean bombing ramp, because that's where their whole team's going to be. Whenever your team is going to eventually push from bats, that's a great time, if your demo's like already spamming them, for your demo to call for a soldier bomb, because then you can bomb in as their team is already being damaged by your demo sticking them like this, and then that's a really good time to bomb. When it comes to, like, so you guys have, let's say you guys have built Uber, you're ready to go. And by the way, you should push the point when you don't have Uber sometimes too, but I'll get over that later. This is saying you guys have Uber, you're ready to go. Make sure that their sniper, if he's watching on bats, is denied by your flank first. That should definitely be the thing. Your flank should be pushing this whole time and preventing their sniper from ever doing that. But if he is, he needs to be dealt with or distracted. Most of the time, snipers are going to be playing on toxic when you guys are trying to push from bats, so don't even worry about it. You come down, you have your scout and demo. Your scout doesn't have to be, but he really should be. Baiting the cap, so you have people coming out like this. Drafty, you drop down, and don't ever really commit beyond this crate. You can just beam people from here. Nobody should be really further than this corner of the point, because they're just baiting the cap, right? So you're healing people like that, and you should be ready to get out if you're at disad, but if you have Uber, you can kind of commit a little harder, Drafty, and then just get ready to use. Like, you should know that this is time to do an Uber exchange. They're not going to let you just cap for free. So this Uber should be on your demo and your scout if he's in. Pretty much 100% of the time it should be on those classes, and your demo should be walking forward during the Uber and trying to get as much damage as possible. You can also try to cut off people from main here if you go through shutter, because a lot of people, when they kite out from ramp, this is the only way they're going to be able to rotate to bats, which is most likely what most teams will do. The reason it's good to Uber scout here is because he can then actually chase people into ramp and go really deep and actually confirm kills in the post. Most likely, though, you're going to get denied by their combo, pyro, whatever, and that means that your main goal is just to cap. So don't get too greedy, don't get too out of position in the post. Make sure that you just get the point and then go over to ramp once you have it. What I see a lot of teams unfortunately do on this map is when they don't have the point, they never cap it again because they're playing too scared and they're waiting for Uber. Their medic is dying to pick classes, so they never get Uber, and then they just lose the match. Here's the way you fix that. Just push the point, no matter what. Even if you're at disad and you don't have Uber even. Well, obviously, if you don't have Uber. You push the point. What that means is your whole team's alive, no one is feeding, and you just come out and you push like normal, right? However, in this situation, it's very important that Drafty plays a particular way. In this situation, Drafty, you cannot commit the normal way you would. You have to just make sure people are buffed, but don't ever go beyond these crates. Be wary of like a bomb, or they might collapse on you. And just be ready to get out this way, Drafty, under bats like this. You're not really committing here. Your team should not expect to get like buffs all the time when you're doing this. But this is a great way to play this map, is to just constantly push the point. Because that's the name of the game, is if you can get the cap, then you're winning. It doesn't matter if they have Uber. At the very least, you're going to get them to use, and then if your medic gets out, then you have ad. So that's why it's very important that Drafty gets out in those situations.
In that case, should I just spam arrows at everybody behind crates?
Yeah. You can try to arrow people if they're getting a lot of damage, or don't overcommit to it though. Just it's okay to bait your team in this situation.
Okay.
Another thing you can do is a sack. Now, I would only recommend doing sacks when you have advantage on the clock, meaning it's going to take your team less time to cap than their team. The reason that is the case is because sacking wastes time. You go in, even if you force the med or drop the medic, you're going to have to wait a while for your spawns to come back. I mean, not that long, but it could matter. So only go for sacks when you have time advantage and you're at disad. You know they have Uber and like your medic just died, for example. Then someone on your team needs to call for a sack. Ideally, it's your demo. Your medic will buff your demo and soldier. Ideally, if they can't, it's still okay. You should still commit to the sack. But go for a bomb like this. Just go in. It's pretty good to land on ramp and just try to get as much sticky damage in, pipes, just cause as much mayhem as possible. If your soldier comes in at the same time, you're likely to do a lot of damage. Maybe get a medic force or drop the medic. Here's the thing about sacks. It doesn't just have to be your soldier and demo going in. The rest of your team can go in. The only person I think that shouldn't go in is your pyro. Pyro should be sticking back with your med and protecting him. But like even your heavy can just walk across the point during a sack and just like try to get in. That's the whole point. Your NG, your scout, everyone, just commit to a sack. Don't be afraid to go for sacks. But again, remember, let me repeat it. The only time you should go for a sack, in my opinion, on this map, is if you have advantage on the clock and you're at disad. It's the only time. I think that about covers it. There's other things that I can go over, like, or there are probably stuff that I missed. You can run Kritzkrieg on this map. I don't think it's that great, but you can catch some teams off guard by running it a lot and just being aggressive. Some teams don't count Ubers very well, and pushing the point with crits is really good because there's a lot of corners and they can't see you. And if they don't see that you're walking out, you can come out as far as this and like crits your demo, and you can just shoot stickies over like that, and that could be absolutely devastating. But like, you could also crits from like here, but that's gambling because you don't necessarily see where their combo is. You might not hit anybody. When you have the point, you can use crits through shutter on your demo like this. But again, these are like what I would consider to be greedy plays. They can work against some teams as a mix-up though, so don't be afraid to run crits. I know Windex can do good damage, so yeah, I'd recommend trying it like now and then, but like don't force it ever, and recommend just learning the basics of like using normal Uber first before you get into that kind of stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna call it there. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and ask.
Can I give a piece of advice real quick?
Sure.
This comes from when I was in drumline before, and I'd like to say this to everyone. Basically, what we were told by my drum instructor, who is a very, very good drum instructor, he said that you can see all these really good drum lines, or in this case, a lot of good teams pulling off some crazy plays, some cool things they can do, but the only reason they can do that is because they have mastered the fundamentals.
Yeah,
That's what we need to do.
I like
To
that.
master those fundamentals, then we can start working on some weird stuff.
That's very important. I'm glad you brought that up. Another thing that I guess I don't talk about NG enough on these, and I didn't take out my spy at all. Your spy should be waiting for your Uber pushes to make plays. You can go for random plays here and there, and if a team is particularly weak against spy, that might work. But other than that, I'd recommend waiting for like an actual opening to ever make a play. Is always the way to go.
That's something that I seem to struggle with on this map in particular is I can do great work on the flank and around bats, but trying to get someone off of ramp here, it feels like I get spotted more often than not.
Yeah, you gotta wait for your combo to be pushing at the same time, or you're just gonna die every time. So don't go for plays on ramp unless that's happening. That is loud. Anyway, your NG should have a teleporter exit here. I think this is the best spot. There's argument to be made for other spots, but it's really the best because it's good if your team is playing on ramp, and it's good if your team's playing on bats because there's quick rotation. They just get there. When you guys are holding the point from, sorry, not holding. When you guys are pushing from bats, make sure someone's watching shutter. Ideally, it could be your heavy. Like he's gonna be spy checking anyway, standing here. So just deny people just walking in shutter for free. This can happen a lot. And also be sure to be watching the shutter door because spies will walk through. If you see the door open and you didn't actually see anybody walk through, it's a spy. Big brain, I know. Anyway.
What if it just turns out that anyone who actually tried to walk through there just had cold feet and they backed off?
That very well could be the case as well. Also, when you guys are holding bats, or I keep saying that, pushing from bats, it can be good to buff your sniper and have him go down here and peek shutter. This is a really good play to go for. Make sure you got a buff before he does this. And your heavy can open the door for your sniper. So your sniper can sit back here. Fist of Steel! Yeah, Fist of Steel is OP. Just bait the... You're not even peeking sniper most of the time if you just go to the far right of the door here. You can just open it for your sniper, and that's a really good way to get some opening pressure to allow your demo to then walk on the point. So make sure you guys do this kind of stuff. Doing all the things that I mentioned is actually just really important for having success in this map. If anything is missing, it can make things really hard for you. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead. But
I have another question.
I have a question too.
But let them go first.
Drafty, you can go ahead.
I was gonna ask a question. Like for our demo, what are some good sticky traps or sticky placement we should have going for like say defending point, like when we're on ramp?
So when you're defending the point, the best traps you can go for are just a brain dead trap on shutter. It's actually very important that you get the stickies as close as possible to the door. That last one I shot was a little bit far because that little bit of distance does matter. If someone opens the door, okay, if they're really good about it, they won't take any damage, but most of the time they're not going to be perfect machines who just barely peek the door. You're going to be able to do a lot of damage if you just watch that trap closely. So lay sticks like that, trap the corner, and I think this trap is also really good because people don't see it and then they drop down and boom. But
okay, now I have two questions.
You might not be able to actually get that trap off. And don't be too greedy setting these traps because you will be peeking sniper. You also want to be trapping this. This is a really, really, really good trap. Because you could be like back here watching it. They start pushing and I've killed so many players with that trap. But that's about it. There is some clever traps you can do too. If you know they're going to sack, you can put a trap like this high up on that wall. And you will, if you dead at the right time, kill bombers. Yeah, go ahead.
First question. This is for our demo. Would it be? You said there were some stick trap placements. Could he run Scottish Resistance for this?
I would not recommend Scottish Resistance for this map because it's very it would be good when you're holding the point, but when you're not holding the point, it's just terrible. If you die when you're holding the point and you respawn as demo, if you haven't lost the point, then maybe you could make an argument, but I wouldn't recommend it.
Alright, second question. I've been told when a soldier is whipping me not to hold my Fist of Steel out. Why is that?
When a soldier's whipping you for you to not hold your Fist of Steel out?
Yes.
maybe I'm an idiot, but I don't know why that would ever be an issue.
I've never heard that, so you'll be fine.
I think that's fine.
Don't interact with each other.
This is when I first played Asheville, but I had my Fist of Steel out, and he said, "You have your fist out. Put them away." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I think he made a.
My guess. No, my guess here is that he told you to put them away because then you're not ready to immediately rev your gun, and they have a slow
that makes
time
sense.
to
If you're on
switch weapons.
rollout, there would
Well,
be no
you
reason to have
know-
your fist out.
Well, I know
Yeah.
how. Well, I usually just have that out for like, just purposes or just like muscle memory. But I know the exploit. Like I can switch to sandwich, then immediately minigun to fix that.
I thought of another little tip here that's gonna tip that's gonna save you guys some trouble on this map. When you're pushing from bats, don't jump. I do it all the time, a bad habit, but a sniper can actually shoot you if he's standing up here. If you do that, so don't jump. And also when you're back here, same thing applies. Don't jump, because a sniper on bats can shoot you then. So yeah, that actually is really important. Anyways, I'm gonna call it here.
All right.